Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to take a closer look at Nvidia. We have a lot of great updates that have come out in the past few hours from new AI solutions thanks to Google. Yesterday we also saw some new AI solutions thanks to OpenAI, and there's a lot of different things that I want to discuss in today's episode. So let's take a closer look.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for their subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
All right, so like always, right, obviously we're going to cover Nvidia, but I do want to bring some other semiconductor news impacting the overall market right now. As most of you probably know, AMD is my second biggest position in my overall portfolio, and they recently announced some new financial upcoming events. For example, May 21st, the day before earnings, Gene, the CFO of AMD, will be reporting at a conference. We also have Mark Papermaster, the CTO. I really do enjoy listening to him talk or kind of reading the transcript, and he will be at a conference on May 29th. And then Gene again, the CFO, will be on another conference on June 5th. So obviously some of these are, one of this is coming out before Nvidia's earnings, a few of and the other two are coming after Nvidia's earnings. So I'm gonna listen to these because one, it's gonna help us understand what AMD is doing to kind of develop the next generation of its AI chip. But also, I'm pretty sure analysts are going to be asking a lot of questions about the competitors via Nvidia, because the company would have just reported earnings a few days before or a few days after these events. So definitely, even if you're not a shareholder of AMD, I would say, hey, take a closer look. If not, just make sure to stay tuned to this channel, as I will be covering some of these events as well. Now, another thing we're going to take a closer look at here is we have seen reports that Samsung and SK Hynix, two of the three big memory players right now, are abandoning DDR3 production to focus more on HBM3. So DDR3 is more of an outdated memory anyways. Right now, we are kind of more like in the DDR5 state. But HBM3, we are seeing that it is seeing a huge growth thanks to the AI market. Some pretty interesting notes from this article. It does seem like the intents of HBM demand is expected to more than double the overall market share by 2025, going from 2% in 2023 to 5% in 2024, and then 10% in 2025. So definitely pretty good for memory companies out there that are focusing in the HBM market. This is also going to help us kind of bring even more AI chips to the overall space. So good news, in my opinion, for companies like Nvidia, because it means that, hey, look, they're not going to be too restricted on the memory side.
Before we go any further, we are now on the road to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Thank you all for the crazy support. So if you haven't and are enjoying the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button. Finally, if you want to support the channel a little bit more, make sure to check out my special offer at fool.com/Jose. Now back to today's episode.
Now, like I mentioned, Google and OpenAI, which is the AI company behind Microsoft's AI solutions right now, did have some recent events these past 2 days. So today, Google had an event and they showcased a lot of new solutions. And in my opinion, if you are continuing to develop AI solutions, it bodes well for Nvidia in general. It means you need more computational space, computational power. So obviously it bodes well for Nvidia AI chips. The other thing is these two companies, Google and Microsoft, right now are just going at it and at it and at it. And they keep continuing to develop and develop and develop and develop and develop. So obviously they're going to need the best of the best chip, right? Because if there's two companies, right, in this AI space going back to back at it, and you decide to slow down on investment in maybe things like AI infrastructure, the other player is gonna take the lead. So as long as, in my opinion, this competition continues with Google, with Meta, with Microsoft, with even Amazon, who's doing kind of their own AI things as well, this competition continues and continues, and other startups all over the world, it's going to continue to push the need for NVIDIA chips because, like I mentioned, the NVIDIA chips helps develop these platforms and kind of train these models a lot faster than anything else out there. So if you want to continue to beat your competitor, you're going to need the best chips. And I think the AI competition is going to continue at least for the next few years. So here during this most recent event that which is called Google I/O of 2024. There's a lot of videos out there that's kind of showcasing all the great products that Google announced. I'm going to do a very, very top level overview. But NVIDIA and Google are partnering up to use various amounts of solutions. For example, Google did release Gemma 2, which is their next generation or the next iteration of their Gemma models. They also introduced PolyGemma, which is an open vision language model. And this is very important, right? Because video needs even more and more computational power than just text. Just image in general needs more than text, but now doing videos and kind of analyzing short videos, it also kind of increases the computational needs. So obviously bodes well for AI chips in general. And this is only going to continue to get more and more computational intensive as we go into maybe long vision models in general, long vision language models, then everything, vision, audio, all put together, and the list continues to go on and on. So there's a lot of partnerships here with NVIDIA and AM and Google. Another thing that they are showcasing is NVIDIA and Google kind of showcase that if you are a developer, you can kind of use AI PCs using NVIDIA's consumer GPUs, like their RTX graphics cards, and developers can originally start to use those local GPUs to start on the development and then kind of move in seamlessly to Google Cloud infrastructure. So this is giving AI GPUs on the consumer side or consumer side GPUs for NVIDIA another reason to be the top pick. So if you are an AI developer, you're like, hey, look, maybe I'm going to buy a high premium desktop, a high premium laptop because I'm going to develop something right now. And then once I need that bigger computational power, I can seamlessly move it to Google Cloud infrastructure. Some other things that we did see is that NVIDIA and Google are continuing to collaborate together. For example, the upcoming Grace Blackwell-powered DGX Cloud platform will be on Google's Cloud Solutions. So pretty excited here. Now I want to take a closer look at some analyst price targets. We did see Wells Fargo adjust their price targets on NVIDIA to $1,150 from $970. And then we also saw CICC adjust their price target to $1,000 from $870. So we continue to see analysts increase their price targets prior to earnings. Now, another kind of report I want to talk about here right now is this pretty cool article here talks about the new problem that AI solutions might see in the future. And that huge problem is the power supply limitation or the power supply bottleneck. Zuckerberg recently did, the CEO of Meta Platforms, Mark Zuckerberg, recently did a podcast where he believes that the next crossroad for AI development will be power supply. There are reports that Meta is currently collaborating with a solar energy company in Georgia to supply power to its data centers. And we've also heard very similar talks from like Elon Musk and Sam Altman, the CEO of Tesla and OpenAI, that power is going to be a huge bottleneck for a lot of these chips in the future. Now, the final thing I want to talk about is coming from NVIDIA. We are seeing that they just recently announced that Japan is going to invest more than $740 million in AI infrastructure and partners with NVIDIA and local firms. So this is sovereign AI. We've talked about it in this channel numerous times, where countries want to develop their own AI solution. Now, the Japanese government is going to subsidize significant portions of the cost for building AI supercomputers to increase the development in Japan. And just like I mentioned earlier on in this episode, how companies like Google and Microsoft are just going to continue to battle it out to make sure they don't lag behind, I think that's going to happen with individual countries, right? For example, here, the Japanese government is going to increase their AI investments, and other countries are going to be like, hey, look, we're not going to be left behind by Japan or any other other country, we're also going to subsidize our companies here to build AI supercomputers. And this is, in my opinion, going to continue to drive market opportunities for Nvidia in the long term of things. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good day, and see you all next time.